Bang, bang, bang. Shout out to everybody here. We just nailed the NASDAQ. Unbelievable. If you traded the NASDAQ, I started trading the NASDAQ. I put out one of the nastiest NAS calls I've ever seen in my life. Let's put the lemon into the water. Let's decalcify that pineal. Let's get started on a beautiful live. But man, I got to just, wow. Let's get hydrated here. Did you work out today? I worked out, but only 20 minutes. I didn't get the full 30. I was in the NASDAQ playing around, and it took a little bit away from my workout. I usually don't let that happen, but it happens sometimes. Hey, you can let one day slip. Don't let 2 days slip. And if you're down and out, at least do something. Like I didn't just give up on the workout entirely. I at least gave a little bit back to the workout. So, that's what I believe is worth doing. All right, that's what you got to do. Shout out to everybody here on the live. You can't give up. If you tell yourself you're going to do something, you got to do it every single time. All right, don't play yourself. Be there for yourself. Be your best friend. Be the hero in your life. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the NASDAQ real quick. The nasty NAS on BTCC gave it all back, but that's why I said to sell that top right there. And what a beautiful spike to the upside. I saw that the stochastics were pushing up. I saw that we were at a shoulder, ahead of right shoulder, tight moving averages with 21 crossing. And that on the 5-minute scalp was my money maker. I hit it and sold at 21,386. It went all the way up there to 21,452. Shout out to anyone that nailed that call. Now look who you may be bullishly retesting the top here for more. But it doesn't matter to me. I was in and out. And I'm done with the NASDAQ for the day. That was my NASDAQ trade. I don't have to touch it again until tomorrow. That's it. Shout out to anyone that took the trade. You go back, Lifer. You gave the trade after the call. You didn't give it before the call, but I did though. Time-stamped, unedited, right here at 9:29, right before market open. Taking it along here on the NASDAQ NQ futures, betting on the fact that the NASDAQ would pump. Literally the second we opened at 9:33, a massive move here to the upside for the NASDAQ. Did that affect Bitcoin slightly, but not so much? Bitcoin's a little more bearish than the NASDAQ. Didn't get as much of a push there to the upside. You can see that hit the target and then actually continued to go further to the upside. Shout out to anyone that jumped into the NASDAQ, but you say, I can't trade the NASDAQ, Sam. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. All right. You can trade it right here on BTCC. Sign up today to get a 10% bonus on your first time deposit. Also get 40% lower fees through my trading VIP link. You can't get anywhere else on BTCC, so why not trade the futures with lower fees than probably all the prop firms and all the other stuff combined? These fees, I'm sure, will be lower. So check it out and learn how to make money from within. Turn your 10K into 100,000 by yourself. You don't need nobody but your own hands. You work hard, you save your money, you turn that money into more money. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't think I'm saying you should be taking as financial advice, but that's what I did with my life. I never asked someone for a handout. My dad didn't give me 10 grand to trade. Nobody handed me a thing. I had some help growing up, don't get me wrong. I had great parents. I didn't come from nothing. I'm not an orphan. But I built my own wealth from within, one day, one step, one candle at a time. And you can too. Stop telling yourself you need someone to help save you and set a 10-year plan. If you decide in 10 years you're going to be rich, you're going to be rich in 10 years. Understand? But if you decide, that you're going to play games and you're not going to follow through and you're not going to keep making goals every year. So you need to make goals every single year and need to hit those goals. So what am I doing right now for Bitcoin? I'm in a short for BTC. See, I'm in a short. It looks like Bitcoin's going back down to 99,000, at least testing 103,230, if you ask me. So I see Bitcoin going further to the downside. And I could be wrong. We're going to break it down together and find out if there's any probabilities that tell me different. But right now, I see a bear flag for Bitcoin. We trade this bullishly all the time. We're above the 200 MA. We see a golden cross coming on the 3-hour time frame. I front run the golden cross all the time, and we get a pump, don't we? Stochastics are getting lower with momentum to the downside. So I see a move to the downside here for Bitcoin. We fell down. We tried to bearishly retest 105.8. We couldn't get back above it. Had we got back above it, fine. That was a bearish retest right there. And now it looks like we're going further to the downside. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bears news. I don't like to show up and be a bear. I love Bitcoin. I've been buying it since day one. I learned about it at $300. I knew about it very early. And I've been researching all different types of emerging technologies. That's what got me into Bitcoin. I was already investing, in futuristic emerging technologies. I was already looking at what was going to be the future. Every couple of years, I said, what's going to happen? Like I saw marijuana is going to be legal. There's going to be everywhere. I said, I probably should invest in marijuana stocks. Whether you like it or not, I just speculate on where the tech is going, what's happening. Bitcoin getting a nice little move here to 161. Could we get a bounce? there's a chance we could double bottom right here. So far, we're holding this double bottom at about 103,000, 104K. So 1, 2, buckle my shoe right there. A double bottom at 1 on the 1 hour here. Is it sustainable? We're very oversold. You would expect some type of bounce here for Bitcoin, and only time will tell. So we made one trade this morning. I made about 280 on the short for BTC, and then I made money on the long on the NASDAQ. So I'm on two trades right now, one on Bitcoin, one on the NASDAQ. I never thought I'd say that, right? And I've traded the NASDAQ now twice to the group. I've given both trades are 2 for 2. Let's see if I can go selectively and just continue to nail the NASDAQ, the nasty Nas, man. It looks like it's actually going to bounce on this oversold stochastic back to the upside here. We'll break that down for you as well. Why not? So we're looking for a bearish retest for Bitcoin. Otherwise, it's going to make an inverted head and shoulder and break back to the upside. There's still a chance it could reverse. I'm open-minded. I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. But right now, I have to assume because we're below the 3-hour 200 MA. I would not long unless we get back above the 3-hour 200 MA, and now we're coming for the 4-hour 200 MA, you see? Anyway, I'll break all this down again for you, and we'll clean it up. But right now, you got to suggest we're going to go lower. I have to suggest we're going to go lower. Bearishly retesting. We even bearishly retest here. The 15-minute loss to 200 MA as well. And that was a bearish sign for me to short the market. And so, yeah, we're attempting to bounce on some bullish divvy, but to me, it looks like bearish retesting and further downside for Bitcoin. I could be wrong, but it doesn't look amazing. You know, I'll know exactly what to do, how to long. If we get above the 3-hour 200 MA, I would long price action. So if we pump on the 3-hour, we get back above this 200 MA, fine. Then I would consider that a beautiful long, and I'd say, hey, we're rounding it off. But man, it looks, we flip it upside down like I showed you. That, I mean, I've traded this so many times this way. A golden cross, price action above the 200, and then I get in with my stop loss on the other side of the 200 MA. And I'm upside down right now just looking at the tool, right? See something like this. And 98,004, 98.5 is just what I'm honed in on. It looks very likely like this bull flag could pump. Again, no guarantees. Bitcoin's now at 104. And it is a false move Monday. Let's take a look at what happened with that funny data here. And Jerome Powell speaks today at 1 p.m. too. Some people say he got fired. Something's going to happen. Who knows? There's a lot of speculation. Let's take a look at this ISM manufacturing PMI here. All right, so the previous was 50 or 48.7. The forecast was 48.3, 49.3. It came in at 48.5. Price manufacturing index. So it costs a little less to manufacture things. Wouldn't that say that inflation is going down a little bit? And ISM manufacturing prices are lower than they were forecasted at 70. To me, that says that the market's a little healthier, right? So that's a bullish sign for the market. NASDAQ got a nice pump. But the NASDAQ was pumping on the open, right? Actually dumped on this data at 10 a.m., to be honest. Right? So, yeah, I'm a little more bullish than bearish on Bitcoin. I mean, a little more bearish than bullish. But Bitcoin's trying to get a bounce here back to the upside. The only good thing I see is right now that the 4-hour is holding the 200 MA. And many times I've opened up along here with a stop on the other side of the 200. So I got mixed signals here for sure for Bitcoin, but we could be getting a bit of a bounce. All right. So what am I doing right now? I'm really just waiting to kind of see what's happening. I made 2 trades this morning, and maybe I'll leave it there. All right. A nice bounce for Bitcoin off 103.6 back to the upside. So let's do our top-down analysis, and then I'll get into the smaller time frames and see if there's anything. Because like the 7-minute and the 5-minute looks like they may have gotten a bit of a scalp here. 1 minute just got above the 200 MA. We know that is a bullish sign. I may actually trade that on weeks right now. Hold up. We just got the bullish reversal signal for Bitcoin. I usually can scalp this pretty nicely. And so what you do is, it would have been nice to get in on the actual flag. The last 2 times, that has created a huge reversal for BTC. It is false move Monday, but I'm willing to take a shot here. It's a 6-to-1 risk-reward ratio. I like my stop right there. So I'll go for 105.242. The stop loss will be at like 103. EP1652. It is false move money. Be careful, but I love when we're above the 200 MA. Oh, it's such a harder trade right now, though. It's 2-1. See, the difference between getting in there and getting in there is huge. However, the last 2 times we've done this, the last 3 days, we've had huge rips to the upside. I just don't love the 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio. It's not my favorite there. 103,880, right? It's almost risk too much. 2 for 6, 180 for 519. Let's see if the 21 could come back to price action. I just love buying right here. It's paid so many times. You know how many times I didn't buy here and I regretted it? I've regretted not buying this more than I've lost buying it. You see what I'm saying? So I took the trade. I'm going to see what happens here. And I'm just trading the signal, the 1 minute 200 MA that I showed you guys over and over again. That's it. I'm just trading candles above it with stop losses on the other side. See if we get the move. Nothing ventured, nothing gained here, nothing crazy. This is just a bot. Like I'm a bot here. I'm trading like a bot, no emotions. Okay. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP has some liquidity back to 104.5, suggesting we're going to short squeeze right now to 104,005. Look at the squeeze happening as we speak. Look, right when I got in, I'm using liquidity to basically keep myself from drawdown if I can. If I can see a red bar above, we're likely going to go and shred that to the upside. That's a fast $24. Look, I made 28 bucks in under 2 minutes. Let's see if this thing could continue to rally here to the upside for Bitcoin. This will be the 3rd trade in a row on the day. And then the bigger trade could still barely retest. Nice move here for the 1. We're ripping up $100. That's how fast you can make $100. That's insane, right? I told you I'm the king of 3%. No one makes 3% faster, quicker, and more efficiently than me. I'm telling you right now, it comes in fast and furious. 444. Bang. Look at that move. See if we can get a nice $500 out the trade. Call it a day, right? Imagine how much people have to work so hard to make $85. I could do it in my sleep from all the years and years that I put in of work that I did doing this. Hours and hours of work dedicating to my Ozbled. And you'll do it too if you want it. It's here for anyone. This life is for everybody that desires it. All right? Traveling the world, never having a boss, never having to listen to anybody tell you what to do for the rest of your life. That's the key. That's where I'm at. People hate me for it, love me for it. It depends. Some people love me for it and and they learn. Some people get jealous of me for it and they get pissed. You take what you want from me. All right? I'm going to exist no matter what. So you take the good or the bad, however it rubs you. But again, at the end of the day, I take the good from most people that I see so I can learn. Continue to push yourself every single day and you can do this. Trading is the key. All right? But it's super disciplined. It's not hard. It's not easy. It takes so much time and effort. It's going to take you a lot of time and effort to get good at it. It's not something that's going to snap your fingers overnight. You're going to be amazing. Remember that. Like, anything worth being good at is going to take time. Repeat that to yourself and believe it. If you believe that statement, then you'll be at ease. Because you realize that when you lose a trade, when you're up and down, it's only been your first couple of years. You have nothing to stress about. If you criticize your mentor like me in your first 2-3 years of trading, it's like you don't even have enough years to be critical yet. Just start to learn. Take the information to begin to grow every single day. The people that win are the people that say, you know what? No matter what, I'm going to win. No matter what, I'm going to push myself. No matter what, I'm going to find a way to go to the top. Those are the people that win. The people that basically find reasons to win, not excuses to lose. Losers find excuses. Winners find reasons to make it happen every single time. Okay, that's just, those are facts. Facts of life here. We're going to break down the weekly and go further down here. So the weekly, it tweezer topped. The second this turned red, we told you to be careful. We told you, we might actually start getting a pullback here on the weekly. And there's a chance we come back down to the 21-day moving average here for Bitcoin. We have our weekly support or resistance that we're going to lay out there and show you, and it's pretty strong. We got 104,400, 102,400, we got 98,300, 98,400. Those are going to be the levels that Bitcoin would likely get a bounce off of and test if it does make a nasty pullback. What the bulls are hoping for is we get back. We don't lose the 200 MA on the 4-hour. We somehow bounce today off this bottom trend line. The 5-day chart was looking green. Is it still? Yeah, it is. We're going to get to that in a second. But the weekly, and last night we went over that in the weekly close, and that's why it's so important to be there on Sunday night when I go over the weekly candle close, because we get ready for the week ahead. We look at what's happening in the Forex. We look at the CME. We look at all sorts of information that kind of gives us that vibe. So I got mixed signals. It is a Monday. Be careful. We got in and out on the NASDAQ, and we got in and out on Bitcoin after last night's short. I shorted Bitcoin last night, and I woke up to gains. Got lucky there. Hey, am I lucky because I show up every single day? It depends. Is a trader lucky because they push themselves every day and happen to win? I don't know. You tell me. I believe luck doesn't really exist. I believe luck is just preparation meets opportunity. Someone keeps showing up every day, and eventually something good happens to them, and everyone else calls it lucky. It's only lucky because most people aren't showing up as hard as that person, so they believe it's luck, but it's not. It's just hard work and consistency. Every single day, without stop, without fail. We work out, we push ourselves, we find that we get the blood moving, we get the endorphins flowing in the mind. This is how we battle depression. This is how we battle the negative thoughts. This is how we find our way in this world. So we pull a Fibonacci here on the weekly. Fibonacci is Alt-F from the wick to the top of the wick here. You can see we're going to come back down likely to the 618 Golden Pocket 706 and the 786 Fibonacci. That's $96,000. It would be amazing if they break 100K. People would start to think the rally was over. There would be extra fear, and it would build a lot of short liquidity, and that would give us a lot of movement back to the upside. So in my humble opinion, yes, induce the shorts, get them scared, start flushing this back to 100K. That would give me lower prices, give the altcoin better DCAs, and give the opportunity for some moves. Now, one thing I do have to say, is this the end of the rally? I have to say it could be. And, and many rallies have ended just like this with the 21 away from the 200. I will say, though, usually it's a lot further away. But there, the 21 is away from the 200-day moving average. It's definitely a good place to take some private profits if you were in down here. You get in when they're tight, you start scaling out when they're far apart. Get in when they're tight, scale out when the moving averages are far apart. We had 2 far apart breaks here for Bitcoin. After the halving, we'd have to get this to consolidate. We really need to see this show up and turn into a bigger consolidative move here. We really need the bounce, too, on the 4-hour today, back above the 200 MA. A bunch of things need to happen in the next 2 or 3 days. So in the next 2 to 3 days, the 4-hour will get back above, price will get back above the 4-hour. We'll get a bounce, and that will solidify that the weekly is going to close possibly a green candle back to the upside, and that solidifies that this is an ascending triangle. If the 4-hour stays below the 200 MA, right? Or we lose, the 4-hour stays below the 300, 200, the 3-hour 200 MA, and we lose the 4-hour 200 MA, then that's bearish. And I'll show you that in a second. 104.5, I love it for Bitcoin. And this short may play out, this long may play out very nicely here if you copped it with me as we squeeze these shorts. This could be the 3rd trade in a row that we win today, which is pretty awesome, considering I nailed the nasty NAS. And look, I did say that was a bullish retest off the bottom of the trend line, and it bounced beautifully. The stochastics even said that it was going to bounce, and it did get a nice bounce. I didn't take the trade, but I'm just I did point out that move there for the nasty NAS. So Bitcoin 104.5, I like it. Can we get the breakout? I don't want to be bearish for Bitcoin. I want to see Bitcoin pump. However, I see a possible bearish retest of the bear flag right now. This isn't amazing what's happening right now. I don't want to get too excited with the bulls. There's some, we got to get back above the 200 MA here, even on the 15-minute time frame. So in the next few days, it's going to tell us whether this is going to turn into a ascending triangle or we're going to take that falling wedge to the downside. Understand? And I'm going to be able to figure it out by watching the price action every 4 hours and keeping it on the smaller time frames. They're going to kind of accelerate the movement and give us the probability of what's most likely going to happen. So I see both scenarios. I know they're both on the table. Right now, a possible bounce is coming. Bitcoin, 105.72. This is moving. Shout out to anyone trading on weeks. You're in the gain now if you took the trade with the lifer. How many people are in the gains with the trade, with the live trade made by the lifer? And I got the hiccups now. The hiccups. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. The most consistent trader in all of basically YouTube, possibly. I don't know if there's a more consistent trader in the entire interwebs. I can say that in the entire world. I may be the most consistent in the game, and you guys are the most consistent team in the game, the most consistent community I've ever seen, and that's why I'm more consistent. It just happened like that. It's unbelievable. And here we are, the nasty Nas. I can't believe that too, right? So Bitcoin, looking bullish, 104.5, holding it down. And I tell you, the cross of the 200 MA is how things start to happen. I don't like to short that. A lot of shorts get wrecked because they don't know how to read the 1 minute time frame. There was an ascending triangle here. And I can show you the last 4 days how this played out to be a beautiful bump to the upside. Now you're up 7%. That's a day's pay for some people. $166 ain't bad. You did that 10 times in a row. And I've only been in the trade, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 minutes. It's not like it took me an hour to make $165. Understand? $170. Let's go, baby. 7.3% of the move for Bitcoin. Stop loss can soon be brought to break even. We just want to see how we're making it through the other time frame moving averages. Wow, look at this move to the upside for Bitcoin. Shout out to anyone that jumped on in and took the live trade, another live trade on the channel. How many times have I given a live trade? Anybody? 1,000, 500, 6,000? How many times have I given a live trade? Bang, bang, bang. Showing you exactly my strategies, exactly how I'm doing it, exactly where I put my stop loss. Nobody does it like the lifer, baby. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Actually, it's been a great day. If I just take that 140, it will add to my stash. Won't be too bad. I can't wait to move that stop loss to break even. That's the first thing I want to do. I missed that one as I was on the porcelain throne. Hey, I still trade when I'm sitting there with my phone in my hand. No excuses, man. No excuses. Sam, you are constant, and so we are constant, 100%. Most consistent people in the game. And, Las Vegas was fun. All the accolades, all the people saying we love you, shaking hands, pictures. But then it's back down to just, sitting at home alone and grinding. You can't get too, caught up in the euphoria. Yeah, I love it. Don't get me wrong. That attention was amazing. And the feedback from all the people that said that I had helped change their lives, unbelievable. A little bit of bearish divvy there. We'll see. You're the man, buddy. Discord is a huge game changer. Thank you. And again, I'm giving NASDAQ trade now, too. Come on now. You can't. There's nothing you can say. I gave the trade, and then literally a minute later, it was gone. It was the most perfect trade I'd ever given in almost of any asset in my life. That's insane. I was like, I'm getting in here. Boom. A minute later. What are the odds? Exactly. Back to work. Someone said, get a waterproof phone case. You're funny. And let's get the likes up to the watchers. Let's get everybody out here. I need all my lifers on the stream. Let's get the movement moving. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. So can we get the bounce here for Bitcoin? So far, so good. We made a live trade in front of you. We gave a NASDAQ trade. Everything going our way right now. Up 7.8%, and we're ripping. And again, all you got to do is know how to trade the 1 minute and the 200 MA. I don't make this rocket science. And you got to know yourself. Once you understand a system and a model, you got to know yourself. Can you execute? Can you pull the trigger when the time is right? Do you know when to actually get into a long and when to get out of a long? Is it something you're able to do? Or do you have a problem? Identify your issues. What is it? Oh, I have negative self-talk. I talk down to myself, and therefore I don't enter the trades because I tell myself I'm going to lose. Then we know it's not me. It's not trading. It's you. We got to work on your internal subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is beginning to break you down before you even begin to bring yourself up. And it's affecting your trades in a huge way. This happened to me for years. I was a smart guy. I could remember 90% of what I read. Super hyper intelligent man. But I couldn't make a buck because I didn't believe in myself. You understand? And I believed that I wasn't worth it. And so when bad things happen to me, I say, yeah, you're supposed to happen to you. You're not meant to be great. And so because of my mentality, I was blocking so many opportunities in my life that could have really benefited me and changed the whole course of my life, honestly. And so if you're doing that, that's okay. It's a human condition. And you're choosing fight or flight. You're choosing flight because the uncomfortability of what is new is so new to you that you're choosing to stay in the same place. It's almost better to hurt yourself in the same place than it is to progress and find new things because you're so used to protecting your nature. Okay? This is the dilemma of the subconscious mind. A lot of people have this problem. Look, it looks like I might get stopped out at break even here. Tough trading on a Monday too. Remember that. Remember, we already won 2 trades. I battled these markets. Looks, could even make a right shoulder. You got a little bit of bearish divvy there. I would have liked to have got closer to the 200. Even like getting in there is so money. Because then once it rips, you're already protected, you know. There's the 21. Can we get the bounce? It looks like it may make a shoulder head, a right shoulder though. Iffy, sketchy times here. And it is False Move Monday. I never expect like the greatest thing since the greatest trades ever on a Monday. See if we get that bounce. Maybe I can get back out at 170, call it a day. We'll see. Let's get back to our top-down analysis for Bitcoin. So the weekly, you can't be surprised if you come back down to 98.5, 96,000, because that is a Fibonacci retracement that makes sense. Weekly could close another red candle. However, we'll see if we can stay above this support here and get a bounce and turn it into an ascending triangle. Could even be a slanted inverted head and shoulder, where you have a shoulder, you have the head, and the other shoulder is more like this. And we never go lower than that resistance. That becomes support and we bounce. I'll take that. A 5-week shoulder there, and Bitcoin consolidates nicely and gets ready for a bigger move to the upside would be absolutely lovely. I'll take it. I'll take it. Shout out to Fred in the house. Fred Sloan. Shout out to Justin Reason. Shout out to Crypto Gamers Bitcoin. David Kendall. Shout out to Frank Corral, John Blake, Tim B, PMG, and all the beautiful people here on the live. Reliable J and everybody here. God bless you all. Shout out to Peter Pettigrew. Sold my short bags in May. Reaccumulating. Interesting. So this is where we are for Bitcoin. And it looks like that trade may fall off here. Hit me up at break even. $60 ain't bad. I'll take it. Every win is a win. It was nicer when it was 170. I've bet on Asia session considering if this is a high or low for AI agents. I don't know. I don't think so. Send me the cleaning bill for those pants, Sammy. $50. You're so funny, man. That's hilarious. Dude, it's not even a joke, man. I definitely squeezed one out there while you ripped me 70 miles. You ripped it 70 miles an hour in a tiny parking lot, man. I thought we were going to crash through the wall, bro. Shout out to Jimbo Fett in the house. Jimbo Fett. That's so funny, man. Bubba Fett. God bless Jimbo Fett in the house. Crypto Jimmy Bitcoins. I love you, Jimmy. God bless you, man. Hope you're doing well. So cool to see you with your son. Are you guys still in Vegas in that Ferrari? Are you guys never going to leave? You guys going to be in Vegas for the rest of eternity. Just having a blast, like on a loop. Just renting supercars and flying around the city. I get there again. You guys going to be like, your son's going to be 30 years old. You're like, we never left. We just kept renting supercars day in and day out. We couldn't stop. The adrenaline, the rush kept us here forever. Mr. Sammy, happy to see you in a good trade. Might pump big. I don't know about that, but you never know. Shout out to Dennis Smith. You're a righteous dude, and God bless you, brother. Your life, if you take 60 down, it'll go to fees, right? No, the fees 29, not too bad. I'd still make $30. Yeah. When we take a new all-time high, it'll be the last chance to run. I mean, alt season is dead. Got home Saturday night around 10:30. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, we're waiting for TAI to pump too as well. That's the one coin I've been watching very, very closely. So let's move now into the 5-day chart. And I live trade while I'm doing the live top-down analysis. We kind of go back and forth because you might miss out on a live trade, you know? So that's what we do here. Dang, it's slumping. Now it's head and shoulder-esque. Looks like I may get slipped. I mean, they may slip me out of this one. And even look, the 5-bit, it never got back above the 200 MA. So it's kind of lackluster. To me, it still looks like a bearish retest of the bear flag. You know? It's not all love. That's not all love. Still in the trade, but it's very close at this point, you see? Well, the key is not to lose a big amount. What are the chances we test 100,002 levels, Sam, or even make 98? I mean, pretty good. I think they're very high that we test 98.8. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. The one cool thing is this 5-day keeps showing a green candle. And it's showing a green candle above this level here like it's a bit of a double bottom. And so the 5-day chart could end up turning this into an ascending triangle. There could be a bounce here, could change the whole day. And that's what I've been watching. The 3-day chart as well, showing signs of a possible tweezer bottom. And this will close tonight. If that closes like that, that's a tweezer bottom. That could give us a reversal. Even though it indecision on the wicks and it's not the best, as long as I get a green candle close with 2 wicks next to each other, I'll take it. The 3-day chart could happen tonight. And that's reversal. The daily began to reverse. It looked like everything was going to go our way here. And then it said no. We get this falling wedge here that, price action is, in my humble opinion, still inside. Now, falling wedges break up 68% of the time. So there is a 68% chance this is going to break out ever since we started to dump. Man, all-time high and we were gone. If you short every all-time high for history, it usually plays pretty out. Like if you short this all-time high, every time we basically make a new all-time high, you short it, it plays out. You shorted this new all-time high, you shorted this new all-time, or even just the highs. It's crazy, right? Bitcoin kind of struggling there, 104,370. Looks like I'm definitely going to get taken out of the long. I've been looking to learn shorting in crypto winter, then bag up at the inevitable long run. If we get there now, you got to shorten now because by the time you learn shorting, it'll be over. Yeah, you got to learn now, man. You got to be ahead of the game. You know how to short. If you're not a long, just flip the chart upside down. If you're not a long, you know how to short. It's no different. Understand? Like if that makes a right shoulder and then pumps up to the upside, it's just like making the right shoulder and dumping down. Same scenario here. So can the daily bounce off this chop? Can we get a bounce here? Are we oversold enough? There's also a hidden bullish divergence. I got to say that the daily swinging down while price action swings up suggests that we may get a bigger move. And then a Fibonacci's on the 786 fib on the daily from this wick to that wick. It's the 786. We did get a bounce, but we got rejected. So there's a little bit of bullishness in the air here that we could get a bit of a bounce, but I'm going to show you now what I see happening. So the daily would have to get a bounce. That 3-day chart would have to close tweezer bottoms. Very, very important. Now that looks rolling over. 12-hour doesn't look too bad. Suggests that we may get a bounce here. The 22 looks horrible. The 8 hours bearish engulfing looks like it could be rolling over, but possibly making a higher low. And that brings me to the 4-hour time frame that's, to me, in a bear flag, right? I mean, that's a bear flag to me. Right? We flip it upside down. I've traded this many, many times. A flag back to the upside. You see this? You go to a 3-hour time frame. You're front running a golden cross. You're above the 200 MA, and it looks like you're going to continue to pump somewhere to 99.4 all the way to 98,325. So the 3-hour chart looks so bearish. It says it's in a bear flag and it's dumping. And my idea was to get into the trade last night with a stop on the other side of the 200 MA, and when we dumped hard, I got out. Once we started to bounce back this morning, I jumped out because it looked like, and then when we got above the 1 hour, the 1 minute 200 MA there, I decided to call it. And so look, they got me on that trade. They lost. Did they lose the 1 minute 200? No, but you got but again, execution, get in there. Sell when you're away for the 21. That was a pretty good sell actually right there for a scalp. And then it came right back down. It is a false move Monday. Jerome Powell's going to speak today at 10. No one knows what's going to happen. Some people are speculating he's getting fired. There's all sorts of talk going on. I have no clue. I'm not going to act like I'm speculating on it. Here, if you look at BOOKMAP, there's liquidity to the downside to 103 and liquidity up to 105. It says we hit 104.5 one more time, and then we dump back to 103. So it's just a cash grab to 104.5. So yes, I get mixed signals. I'm bullish on the 4-hour because we're above the 200 MA, and that's a bullish sign. That could actually keep us further to the upside and get us a bounce. I like the 4-hour. I don't usually use the 3-hour. So, I already scalped the short, but there's a chance that we hold. And at one point, you got to make a decision, and you got to put your money where your mouth is, right? At one point, you got to make a decision. That's the key. You can have all the speculation you want. You can go back and forth with your probabilities. But at one point, you make a decision. You say, well, I'm not going to trade. I am going to trade, or, whatever's going to happen. I really like the 4-hour 200. It's strong. At the same time, to me, this is a bear flag on the 3-hour time frame, and It's just barely retesting this trend line. It's trying to get back inside the pattern, but it cannot. Looks to me like you hit the top of the trend and you're headed back down somewhere to 101,600, at least at the very beginning. Or you're coming for a double bottom of some type off of 102.9, 103K. But I see more bearishness than bullishness here. I scalped that quick scalp, but it didn't seem to want to fall through. If you get back above the 200 MA here or the 1, I'd take the trade again. Kind of crazy, right? Because across above it, but I don't like whether, see how the 21's curving down now? To me, that's a bearish sign. So yes, I do have big signals because I love the 4 hour, but man. And the thing is, if we get into the short and we lose the 4 hour 200, it's going to solidify more dumpage for us to the downside. I just love the 4 hour 200. It's a very strong bounce area. Like here, we bounced off it very nicely. Here, I remember when we made that flag and then we lost it. There was no love on that 4 hour. That created the bear market, but when we got back above it, we were gone. But usually you come, you hang out, you're going to lose it, then you get back above it too. So am I short or long? ETH looking at more bullish than Bitcoin. 5-minute cross of the 200, 50-minute just crossed the 200. Life for vibes. Lucas Chungalus. We'll take a look at that. Thank you. We'll take a look at that. We got the CME watch tool too. Remember, in 16 days, we're going to have a Fed meeting. All right. 16 days, the Fed will meet and seal our fate. Right now, there's no rate hike, no rate cut coming. Right? Exactly where we are at 425 at the current. And says when we have that meeting on June 18th, nothing happening. July starts to switch, but still a 75% of no rate cut. September starts to lead in that there's going to be a rate cut. October suggests that we could be down to 375, 400. And December suggests that we could be 350, but really, so you're seeing possibly 2 rate cuts is the only thing I see on the table. One in September, one in October. They're getting tighter in July now than they were before. July looked a little more like we get a rate cut. But now even July holding that 75% idea that we will not get a rate cut. So creepy times, man. That's a little bearish to me for Bitcoin too as well. Okay. So right off the bat, I see this as a bearish retest. And I see if I didn't use the moving averages at all, I'd just see this as a bear flag that's going to go down. You know, 100,800 is the target of the bear flag. One hour very oversold. You look for the bullish retest, the bearish retest. That's kind of what's happening here. Same thing on the 15-minute. You bearishly retested. You know, it looks like you bearishly retested the 200 MA here. So, you know, beginning a short with a stop on the other side of the 200 with a stop somewhere back inside the flag. And look at that. That was a shoulder, a head, and it made a beautiful right shoulder. I projected this right shoulder last night before it happened to the trading group. I said, listen, the 15-minute could make a right shoulder here. Watch out for that. Let me show you. Watch the 15-minute for a right shoulder. Gonna pump back up, make a right shoulder, and then dump. That's what we were looking for. It made the right shoulder, then it dumped. I see bearishness for Bitcoin. I see more downside. I see this as a bear flag with a stop on the other side of the 200 MA as a move here. So, like, I would go to the 15-minute time frame. And that looks so bearish to me. Stop on the other side of the 200 MA. And again, you don't need to trade at all. It is a false move Monday. Jerome Powell speaks later on. But for me, that just looks like it's more likely going to dump to the downside. If that keeps disappearing on you, go to your settings bar, go to style, and hit always show stats. And it will never disappear on you again. But yeah, I see a bear flag with rejection of the 200 MA. The beautiful thing about this is if you get back above the 200 MA here on the 15-minute, you can call the short, you can call it a day. It means that the short's pretty much negated. You know, usually they won't, so you don't have to risk a lot to take a shot. That's why I use the 200 MAs. They help me get near trade. They help me get near price action without risking a lot of money. This looks bearish to me. If I had to call it, I would say this is going to go down. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'd have to say this is going down. So again, I always do this because I don't, 102.022. Stop loss is going to be at about 104.850, correct? Yes. And that looks like a bear flag that's going to roll over. And I could be wrong. On this False Move Monday, we get some crazy news. But yeah, I'm going to enter this short here for Bitcoin. I'm short. And I entered the short. We get back above the 200 MA, it'll. And if the 4-hour loses the 200 MA, then it's going to go even further down. Yeah, so the smaller time frames have spoken. We're below the 200s. We're making bear flags. We'll see what happens. Stochastics are also overbought, suggesting they're going to take us further to the downside. So high stochastic below the 200, to me, is treachery. And I could be wrong. Who knows? We're 3 for 3. We'll only lose 1 out of 4 trades today. We'll be okay. Is there something to trade on the NASDAQ? Let's take a look at the nasty NAS. Funny, the nasty NAS is bullish, which is weird. Well, I short Bitcoin. It's kind of strange. You think they should go together, right? Let me look at my 15-minute. See, this is above the 200 MA, which is a bullish sign for me. That suggests a move to the upside. So they look completely different. The 5-minute actually is sporting the model. So this is how I trade Bitcoin all the time, like every day. I trade this 5-minute flag here on Bitcoin all the time. We're going to actually take the Bitcoin signal. We're going to trade the NASDAQ right now. It doesn't make any sense that Bitcoin's going to dump while the NASDAQ's going to pump. They should pump together. Honestly, maybe, I don't know. I feel like I should just cut this short off because the NASDAQ looks better right now. I mean, I just feel more comfortable. This is my exact signal. I've traded this thousands of times and made money off of it. The short on Bitcoin, I'm using an upside down version of what is my signal, but I don't short as much as I long, right? Wow, so that's the flag that I go for. Prices broke above the 200 MA. It's touching. I'm taking this trade because I have to take this trade. I've seen this trade play out way more than it hasn't for me in my lifetime. So the take profit is going to be at about 21,827. The stop loss for the NAS is going to be 21,250. And I'm telling you right now, that is a beautiful signal that I've played hundreds of times in my life. Definitely could play out nicely. We're at 20x leverage with about $1,100. Liquidation would be 20,677. So I just made the trade on the NASDAQ here. Just gave another live trade on the NASDAQ. This will be the second one of the day. It will be a third one I've done on BTCC. I am 2 for 2. This would be 3 for 3 if I win this trade on the nasty NAS. Be pretty cool. We'll see what happens here on the NASDAQ. And you can also do the same thing here, show your wins and losses. It's Tech 100 here. H8MO62 is the code. Wow, that looks good, interesting to me. And that suggests that Bitcoin's going to pump. Like, how could the NASDAQ pump and Bitcoin not pump? But the NASDAQ's above the 200 in a flag. Bitcoin's below the 200. Attempting an inverted head and shoulder there, though. Attempting to come back to the upside. I'm only down 16. Back above that 1 hour. It's attempting to stay above the 1 hour there. See how it did that? And it's attempting like a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, but a very nasty pattern. You're not getting that neatness like you usually get. I got mixed signals. How is the NASDAQ pumping, but Bitcoin going to dump? Doesn't make any sense to me. But I guess they're going to be uncorrelated for the next hour or something, and maybe I get the long and the short. Who knows? Yeah. Can someone create anti-MicroStrategy and short the life out of Bitcoin? You're funny. James Wynn is long again. That guy's got to stop. He lost 100 mil. And then he keeps going to Twitter telling everyone he's done. I got his address. If you want to track his address, I got it for you. I got his address if you want to track his Hyperliquid address. And I'll show you. We'll go to Hyperliquid. I think it's hyperscan.io or something. See if we can find it. But I dug up his address. Oh wow, that's so funny, right? Hyperliquid Explorer, Hyperscan, see? So we can search an address here, right? And I got the James Wynn's address here. Let me show you. I'm pretty sure. I was able to find it yesterday. Fun stuff like this. I had someone on my team track it down. That should be the address right there. Right there, you see? 1.7 mil in there. So he's in a perp right now. You see? He's got $8 in perp. He's got 1.8 million right now in his perp account. All right. He's got one perp trade open. He's long right now on Bitcoin. Right? Crazy. So there it is, James Wynn. All right. Bitcoin pumping. About to cut the short off just for now. I don't know, it looks like it could win though. Like I don't like what I'm seeing on the bigger time frames, but I don't know, I feel weird longing the NASDAQ while I short Bitcoin. I've never done that. You know, this trade's going well. It's up already from the very jump, so we'll see where it goes. It's funny though, the short ain't going to the shorts actually, you know, this is weird. It's like, huh. I just don't see how they're both gonna go into the green. But now I'm in the green on the long on the NASDAQ. I'm in the green on the short on Bitcoin. I mean, this is crazy. So I guess they're somewhat uncorrelated today. Doesn't make any, this is crazy what we're seeing, right? And as you guys have never seen this on my channel, I've never been long on the NASDAQ while short on Bitcoin in the same exact trading session. Never happened. And again, someone say, well, you use small amounts when you start dabbling around, then you kind of increase it as things make more sense. The 3 hour still looks to me like it's bearishly retesting. And it's going to dump to the downside. Like the 3 hour still looks super bearish to me. Tells me not to leave that short for Bitcoin. The 4 hour, however, though, is holding that 200. Yeah. It all depends. Ukraine attacked Russia. Oh, man. Yeah. I'm all set, man. We don't read the war news, man. Just doesn't matter to me. I look at the charts. The charts will tell you what happened last night and how it happened. Yeah. Someone says, I'm short on Bitcoin here. Wow, that's the signal for the nasty. So, I mean, the NASDAQ would dump, right? We're going to look at the DXY. Manipulated Mondays, crypto is highly manipulated every time. Everything is manipulated, though. It doesn't matter what it is. Everything is manipulated. You know, it just is what it is. Let me bring the music down for me and up for you guys. There you go. Gold is up, Bitcoin is down. That's why. Yeah. Nice to see you trade the NAS. I would say it hasn't tested the 200 on the 4 hour yet. Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. I never listen to the news ever. BlackRock selling $402 million worth of Bitcoin. It's crazy, right? So, you know, I would expect this to collapse and for Bitcoin to go down. I mean, it looks more bearish than bullish on Bitcoin, but this is my signal on the NASDAQ. It's so funny. But there's Bitcoin starting to drop. Look, it barely retested the 15-minute time frame. Right? And there's the bot, too. The bot didn't, in my humble opinion, the bot should have sold 105.6 and got itself out. I would have told the bot to sell. I don't know what the bot's doing right now. The bot's got to figure out its way. I mean, I guess it's smarter than me. It's going to find its way on out. But it's been a long struggle for the bot, too. Price action's been just tough. Yeah. The BlackRock Bitcoin is ETF outflow, not their own Bitcoin. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Somebody makes the market. A market maker, 100%. This guy gets it. So mixed signals in the market. Can I win my long on the NASDAQ and my short on Bitcoin? It would be pretty interesting if that's the case. And you can see the rejection by the 200 or the 15-minute time frame. And that's the bearish retest of this trend line, as you can see, as far as I'm concerned, and the 200 MA. Overbought stochastic suggests we're going to dump hard. So I'm short Bitcoin right now. It is what it is. I'm short Bitcoin. Someone said they couldn't hear the music. I don't understand that. Music is definitely up and running. I can see it. What is yeah. Falling wedge in the 4-hour breakout, bullish. Do we go through Bitcoin dominance at ETH BTC? No, not just yet. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance and see what's happening. I appreciate you asking that. Somebody said the music is perfect. I met so many people that said they were never going to leave my group, that they can't believe how much I've done for them, that they're going to be a lifer forever, man. And it blew my mind. It blew my mind. It blew my mind. All right, so check this out. Dominance. It falls for two reasons. Now, it can fall when the market dumps and people are selling Bitcoin. If Tether dominance is also pumping. You can see like it almost hit a top trend line here, and it looks like it may drop. A little overbought, pushing down. It has some support in the center of there, like that center area there, right there for a bounce, but not amazing, right? And almost looks like it's going to start trending lower. Bitcoin dominance trends lower with this Bitcoin pullback that we got possibly coming on. When Bitcoin pumps, dominance pumps. When Bitcoin dumps, dominance pulls back. Now you're going to see, is the money going to go into the altcoins or is it going to go into Tether? And that's where we're going to look at Tether dominance. You can all see this. Look, shoulder, come down and make a right shoulder. You see that? I see bearishness. See how the Stokes are curving like that? That's not a good sign, suggesting that we are going to get a move further to the downside. So the NASDAQ staying strong inside the flag while Bitcoin dumps. And again, it's one of those days where the short's in the money now and the long on the NASDAQ's just hanging on. We may win both of these trades for whatever reason. They may go opposite ways today. They may just have their own personalities, uncorrelated to the DXY. So Bitcoin dominance does look to me like it's going to get a bit of a pullback. Let's take a look at Tether dominance. If Tether dominance is about to pump, we saw it above the 200 MA on the daily. I told you, man, that tells me to tether up. That tells me that Tether's about to rip on the daily to the upside, go through this gap. And if Tether's going to rip and Bitcoin dominance is going to dump, people are going to dump Bitcoin. They're going to dump all coins, and they're going to be tethering up. So I don't know what to tell you, but the charts are telling me that it's time to tether up. All right? It is what it is. Let's take a look at Solana. Does Sol look bearish too? And I can't stand to tell you guys when things aren't going perfect, but I got to be honest with y'all. And we got to be 100% with each other, right? So I came here as a technical analyst, and my dream and goal is to teach you what's happening in the markets on a daily basis and give you the highest probability plays that I can based off of, what I'm seeing in the market. I mean, we had this beautiful trend line for Solana. I feel like we had to get back above the trend, and we almost did, and then we just, this previous resistance support became resistance here. And that's kind of a lower high, right? Which would assume you would make a lower low now from that 99. I don't know for sure. You are still above the daily, the 3-day 200 MA, but you've lost the daily 200. Couldn't even get above it. It looked so beautiful, like we were about to make this big flag. Everything looked great. The altcoins looked like they were going to go on a massive move. Now it's like, is this the bounce with the fear here? Or are we going lower? And I'm starting to get some lower vibes here for these altcoins. They made it very difficult to trade altcoins this cycle, like extremely. The 4-hour back below the 200 MA, making an M pattern bear flag, right? So to me, like Solana making some bearish tones here, not looking amazing. And I may just take my 50 grand and move on here after everything. Enough is enough. Like they may have just got me to just finally say enough is enough here. Wow. I've held so long through so much. But I'm seeing weakness in the market that I can't lie to myself about and say, no, this looks better. A lot of liquidating for Bitcoin at 100,007. It would be great if Bitcoin bounces from that level to a new all-time high. Shout out to Crypto Scarface. He says there's a lot of liquidity at 100,700. Can I play with you? Always ask me during my live stream. I stream from 10 to 12 every day. I can't play with you from 10 to 12. I can't play with you from 10 to 12. Give me a hug, though. I want to play with you. I always want to play with you. I want to play with you more than anything else in the world. Give me kisses. Okay? Okay, bring it in here if you want to show me. You can show me. Oh, it's so big. Okay. I'll come check it out, all right? I never want you to think I'm ignoring you. Daddy loves you. I just got to sit here in front of a screen all day long. But I love you, baby. All right? I just feel, I never want to ignore my kids, man. Solana on the 3-day chart says more downside is coming too. Look at it just getting started. Like, what is this chart? I've never even seen anything like it. Never. Like, what are they doing to the price action? Like, look at that. Like, what is that? It's a symmetrical triangle if I've ever seen one. It's weird. The second you sell, you'll think it'll rip too. It's like they got you in this. They got me in this. Man, trading is weird. It's like eventually just going to give up on it and say, I'm done with you. Like, I don't want you to control my mind anymore. I've been trading with, let me take my money and move on. I put 40 grand. I could sell right now and put 40,000 to my mortgage and call it a day. Get back in when Solana dips again. Or just the best price ever at this high. I mean, I've held for so long that they make me not want to sell, but that's how they get you. You keep holding. Look at the daily collapse with the double top. The last 3 days. While I was in Vegas, man, they threw a loop. The one time I tried to actually take my mind off the charts and enjoy my life. Nope. Trading is very difficult. Most people can't handle it because every single time I take a break, that's when something big happens. So I never take a break. And everyone says, Sam, you need to take a break. And I'm like, that will be the day I get bagged. You're not me. I'm not you. You don't understand how difficult this is. I mean, that looks like a bear flag to me too as well. I see more downside for Solana. It looks like it could go down to 68, even 109. Man, it's very oversold in the daily, though. I'll be honest, as much as I've looked at price action, I'm used to this type of stuff. This is weird. I've never seen anything like this. This is insanity. You see? Bitcoin getting the pump, which makes sense. The NASDAQ should be ripping. The NASDAQ looks amazing. And see, only on $35. I'm not risking a lot here on these. I'm not trading today, man. It's too much. I already made my wins this morning. Look at this. It's too much chop. It's insanity. We did get above the 1 minute again right there. Could be a signal back to the upside. Let's look at the 5 minute. And that's why I love like not caring where price is going and just trading price action. Right? The sad thing is they're making it very difficult. If there is a huge dump happens, they're going to try to get everyone out before it happens. BOOKMAP suggests we go to 103,000. That's like the lowest. That's the most liquidity, $103,000 BTC. We're going to get there for sure. No guarantees, but that's what BOOKMAP is starting to say. Man. What are you guys doing? Who's doing what? What are your strategies? What are your plans? What are your ideas? Let me get some thoughts, tips, tricks, and ideas here. What are you guys doing? Anybody? Anyone? Are you trading? Not trading? Are you in a long? Let me know in the comments here. What are you doing? I want to know. What are your strategies today? Everyone gets to see what I'm doing. Put me to the test. What are you guys doing? Every single day I get put under a microscope. And some days I don't have the answer. I'm a human being. I don't always know exactly what to do. Right? I'm not perfect. I never said I was. I do like price action above the 200 MA on the 1 minute. That's always a bullish move. That's like my scalpelino. I'm long on Pengu, somebody says. M2 global liquidity to the end. I'm not in a trade at the moment. I'm long silver, somebody says. I'm shorting ETH. Open long on Sol. I'm building long on dips and building a short on dips. Little by little, cutting the first one off. Sitting on my hands. I'm in the trading the chop. No trades on False Move Monday. I copy traded Staz. You're funny. I bought earlier at 104,200. I'm waiting for 1% up or down to buy or sell. Hoping this cycle will hold this week, or I'm selling spot and going all in on silver. You're funny. I'm going long after a double top from yesterday. I'm waiting for extreme greed to sell. Watching Bitcoin for the lower entry later this week. I was going short based on the 4-hour Stoke RSI, but this chop has me sketched right now. Yeah. So I'm not the only one here. Been into short since yesterday. I'm watching the charts. False move to the downside. I said I was going to get out at 120, 125. I'm thinking along Bitcoin Super Chats, ETH, SNEC, and CBCN on the Super Chats. Look, and they just snatched my short and then... I'm looking to long Bitcoin at those lower levels, 100 to 103K. Yeah, waiting on the possible 4-hour 200 MA retest to make the decision on my positions. I'm in profit from the tariff lows. Not trading today, just got back from Vegas. Bitcoin Vegas, love that. That's funny. It's been hard to hold these altcoins. Yeah. So there's my model right there playing out though. Which is always trade when we get above the 1 minute 200. Stop loss on the other side. Keep it extra. I would get out at 104,907. I'm not getting into this trade. I'm just setting it up to see if I would. I want to make that clear. Some people just, oh, he's in now. I'm in. Oh, man. I haven't even opened up the trade yet, and people are jumping on in, freaking out. I like this trade, though. I'll take it. You don't have to risk a lot here because it's 1 for 5, one for 400. Bang, I love this. This is like a trade I take all the time. A flag above the 200. I'd like the 21 to cross, but we're holding above the 200 nicely. Suggests we can get a beautiful short squeeze now to the upside. And see how quick I can switch to going long, short, flipped it back, left, right. And I'm not losing a lot. That was a $35 loss after a bigger win, so you know, right? Then I put a stop loss to break even. You can see what I'm doing, covering it all its positions. 500 likes to 500 to go. Let's go. We got 500 likes on the live. 1,942 beautiful souls here on the live. Let's go. Let's go. Another no drawdown trade that started to rip the second we got in. Let's see if we can make these sustainable, though. False move Monday. Pump me all the way. Let me get that 500 beans. $500 is a good amount of money. It's starting to feel like less money to me. It's like $50, but it's $500 is a lot of money, man. You can do a lot with $500. Making $500 a day is a good deal, right? It ain't bad. We got the excellent connection. Shout out to the internet. Thank you so much. God bless everybody here. Yeah. Yeah. I paused the music. That 500 beans. I hear the music. It's a good amount of money. It's starting to feel like less money to me. Like I hear the music in the background, man. So you're out of your mind. With the guy who keeps saying no music, I just verified that there's music by replaying my stream in the background and seeing that there is music. You're wasting my time. Please don't do that. It's so whack. Yeah. What a waste of my time, man. It's just rude, too. You know what you're doing. You're trolling, being a weirdo. Now can I come play? Wow, she's not, like, my wife usually doesn't let her come into the studio like this over and over again. I don't mind, though. I don't want anyone to see your face. Don't look at the computer. All right, look at me. Give me a kiss. No one can take you away from me. Nobody can take, not even my live stream. Understand? Oh, you're my best friend, huh? My girls. I'll be there, all right? Give me some time. Daddy will get there. I love you. D saying into La Bouvette. Yep. Any other stock tickers on BTCC? Yes, they got Tesla. They got a bunch of stuff. They got Tesla. They got Apple, right? I think it's AAPL. I believe that's Apple. Yeah, they got Apple at $200 right there. They got Tesla, TSLA. I believe they got gold, right? They got it all, man. You can trade gold, Tesla, you name it. Heck, let's take a look at gold. You want to trade some gold? Let's see if we can trade some gold here. Wow, that NASDAQ trade's still flat sideways. Gold in a flag. Gold about to bump. I mean, gold's about to rip. Like, that's a beautiful trade right there on gold. Look, I'll transfer a little bit of money in here. I'll put a $1,200 on gold. This is one of my first gold trades. From all to futures, confirm. I'm going to take this trade on gold right now. That looks amazing. That's my signal on gold. I tell you, you could trade any single market in the world with what I teach you. People don't get in goosebumps. They're like, man, Mark, never knew the lifer could trade anything, but I like Bitcoin the most because I understand the levels for Bitcoin. We're ripping to the upside on this trade now, doing damage, right? Above the 200 MA. Can we continue to rip here? So gold. This is crazy. I'm going to take profit at 34.08. My stop loss is going to be at about, I'd like it to be below this wick. Right about there at 3,367. Yeah. And we're going to trade ourselves some gold here. BTCC, I really need, one thing I asked BTCC for is right when I drag this over, I need to see what I'm risking and what I'm losing. You know, I don't even know right now what I'm risking the trade with. I don't know what I'm in for. I don't know what I could lose. I don't know what I could win. See what I'm saying? That's why these trades have been smaller, because I got to get my parameters on me. But that's a trade for gold. The stochastics are ready to rip. All right, so I'm long on gold right now too. You see? Same strategy. Low stochastics, 21 touching inside the flag. You do not have to reinvent the wheel. All right, so we got a trade on the NASDAQ, a trade on gold. NASDAQ actually fallen off. How come it didn't hold that flag? What's going on? It's everything looking great. Nothing has changed. And again, either you get stopped out or you don't, and you go from there. And that's how you build portfolios. If it's $1,000, you go for 10, 20 bucks at a time. Bitcoin ripping 104,300. Everything kind of going our way. You can trade CSLK. Yeah, Clean Spark. You can trade Clean Spark. You can trade Meta. Yeah. Who's Cash Oak? Who is that? Is that Eric? Funny. Is that Muck? Is Muck out there? Muck, are you watching? So this is BTCC. I mean, where else can you do this? Nowhere else, really. Not like this. Not as smooth as I'm doing it. Wow, so there's a chance that we get this beautiful long off the 4-hour. See, the old me would long this here against these, like this, with the stop on the other side of the 4-hour. I might just go for it. You know why? Because it's just no one thinks we're going to pump. It looks super bearish, but my strategy is as long as we stay above the 200 MA, and we're very close to it, that way I won't have to lose a lot on this trade. I kind of like this idea because I don't have to lose a lot on the trade. So look, we go to the 4-hour. So my emotions are more bearish. The bear flag looks more likely. Everything looks like it's going to dump on our face. However, my strategy that I've traded years and years tell me whenever I'm near the 200 MA to go for a long. Why? Because if I lose, the odds are so low, I don't have to lose a lot. So I'm going to take this long here too, even though I shouldn't. 110,464. Imagine if we get a move back. My logic is telling me this is not going to happen, that we're going to dump. But I'm gonna go against the odds here. Look at Bitcoin ripping. You're now up in the trade, 104,400, 392. I mean, that's awesome. So you got to trade for gold, a trade for the NASDAQ, a trade for Bitcoin. The DXY better be dumping. Tether dominance looked like it was going to pump. So crazy mixed signals here. And again, no matter what I see, my subconscious mind eventually pushes me to make a trade. Watch me for exactly what happens here on the channel, not for the analysis exactly, for what I do. I might say long, short, I might do 100 things one way, but it's about what I do at the end of the day. Like, people speculate, but where do they put their money? Dude, 104.5, this thing is ripping. Bitcoin's out of control. Look, we made $172 in the trade. We're gone, baby, gone. The NASDAQ should be flying too. How come the NASDAQ didn't pump? They're not completely correlated. You can see this Bitcoin 104.5 getting the rippage. I'll have to start scalping these. I'm going to make sure I take that 150 off the table there. That was a quick scalp away from the 21-day moving average. We took it. Look, again, I just entered when we got above the 200 MA and took the scalp. Let's get back into to MEXC. You can see all the different exchanges I'm using because it's different reasons for different things. This is going to be a bigger trade. I want the fees to be less. I'm trading on MEXC. If I want to execute a swing trade, I trade on, BitNX or Weeks. Yeah, so this trade, look, like 100 for 300. I want to go 300 for 9. 420. I like that right there. Bang. So here's the deal. Here's the trade. If we lose the 200 MA on the 4-hour time frame, I'm out the trade. It's whack. And that's okay. If we stay above here and we continue to pump, I win the trade. So I'm going to take the idea. This isn't a pattern trade. I'm not looking at any real indicators. I should be, but I'm not. I'm just looking at the 200 MA. I'm just trading the 4-hour and the 200, nothing else. And I'm using that. I'm going to use that 4-hour as supportive resistance on the move, right? I've already won 3 trades today. Actually, one I got stopped out of break even. So I've traded 4 trades. Okay. Ooh, gold took a beat down. Didn't go out as well as I thought it would. It fell at the flag. That's weird. So gold dumped out the flag for whatever reason. I've never traded it. It looked like it would pump with Bitcoin. And that's why I might as well just stay trading Bitcoin and Bitcoin only. Sam is the Larry Bird of crypto, the truth. ETH has a model. We bought it. Try to get above the 30-minute 200 MA. Thoughts on Ethereum? Wayne Moore. Let's take a look at ETH. And we're not out yet, but look, the NASDAQ. So weird, right? So we had that crazy pump on Bitcoin. Now let's see. False move Monday. We'll see if the 4-hour can hold. How is Weeks and MEXC available? It won't let me even make an account. I mean, I don't know what's up with you, man. Yeah, you could easily make an account on Weeks. Yeah, no problems. It's very simple. If you go to Brave here, Brave has a beautiful built-in VPN for $7 a day. You just slap it in right there, hit that button, and it'll let you do whatever you need. Yeah, I don't know why people are acting like it's like rocket science over here. It's just not, right? So yeah, we're looking for this to kind of completely, we got to get the 5-minute now back above the 200 for my bigger trade. And we'll see what happens here, but I expect gold and the NASDAQ to pump. Wins on wins, gains on gains, love on love, proof of work, baby. Amen. How is, exactly, gold was way oversold. Sam is the Bill Russell of crypto. Shout out to the official gem class, man. We love you, brother. So I showed you my live trade. No one will do this. The guts of glory here. I'll either go down in the flames or we'll win. Yeah. He's the Magic Johnson of crypto. Lakers versus Celtics. Classic. You're funny. Smash the likes and subscribe. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's get that energy back up and running, baby. Let's go. Crypto bubbles. Let's see what's happening to these altcoins. So Launch is back. Remember Launch had a huge run. I'd be love to swing trade Launch again if it starts to come back up 20% today. WeMix, another one, Snack and Awe. Interesting. A couple coins coming out at us. So today is Monday. I'm going to put out the token metrics information for you as well inside the trading group. Wow, interesting, right? Launch coin. We'll take a look at Launch and see how it's doing. Triple bottom and ETH. Genesis is Skynet. Interesting. Ambition is the path to success. Persistence is the vehicle you arrive in. Priceless, Sammy. Hey, man. Look for trader influencers to keep it real and don't just shill bags. And Sammy is the real deal. Holyfield. I mean, what have I showed? When's the last time I shilled a bag? When's the last coin I shilled at you guys? You can't even remember, right? Because I don't shill coins. I show trades. I go over ideas. Dude, we nailed the NASDAQ today. I still can't believe the NASDAQ trade that I pulled off in the trading group. Like, if that's all I did today, people should give me credit for that and walk away. I mean, that's all I did was give you one of the most greatest calls. Look, taking along here on the NASDAQ, 929. I guess I should do this more often at 929. Bang. And then I wrote, I can't pump and dump the NASDAQ. I'm just that good. You're welcome. Like, I just, boom. Like, I can't, we didn't pump that. We didn't buy it and make it move. And that happens all the time. I was complimenting you, Sammy. Thank you. I appreciate that. I know you were. I didn't say you weren't. Yeah. God bless you, brother. God bless everybody on the live. One of the greatest calls in history. I mean, that was one of the greatest calls in history on the NASDAQ, in my humble opinion. I've never seen a pump that sweet, that fast, that awesome. Do you trade when Powell speaks? Usually not, no, but I will be in this trade. Seems like he's going to say something and the markets are going to just rip to the upside. I got this weird vibe that we're going to have some type of short squeeze like you wouldn't believe, but who knows? That is just a vibe. It doesn't mean anything, and I don't trade on that stuff. Shout out to Ryan Brink in the house. Shout out to Robbie, Admiral Zorg, Ackerman. Shout out to Scott Price. Scott, man, from one price to another. God bless you, Scotty. My brother, Scott Price. Sam Price and Scott taking over the world, man. Sam Price is the man. God bless you. Thank you. And let's get to 2,000 people. What happened, man, after the Bitcoin conference? Google won't give us our 2,000. Let's get to 2,000. Let's get the likes up to the watchers, everybody. Let's raise the vibration. Let's raise the frequency. Let's go, baby, all the way to the moon. What are you waiting for? I don't live stream every single day for this. For lackluster appreciation. Let's go, baby, all the way to the moon. And I'm super appreciative of the 586 likes. I'm very grateful. That will come back to you tenfold if you hit that like button. Shout out to the $104 in chat revenue. You people are blessed and amazing. This stream will take you to the top. I'm telling you right now, Bitcoin Las Vegas 2026. It's already going to 2026 right there. Look, I already bought my tickets. I already booked my hotel room. Are you kidding me? I'm going to stay in the Palazzo just like I did. I love the location. I love the setup. I know exactly how I'm going to take over Bitcoin Las Vegas again. I'm excited. I can't wait. It's going to be unbelievably beautiful. All right. Turning the volume down now. Paul C can't handle the uptrend in the volume. He just can't handle it. He can't handle it. So I make live trades in front of you. I show you where I put my money, where my mouth is. We go from there. We buy, we sell, we long, we hit. It is what it is. We trade multiple exchanges. And we go from there. Gold, I'm still not, there's a chance gold gets this bounce. Give me an inverted head and shoulder for gold and let's show us the love here. Same in the NASDAQ Tech 100. It was in a beautiful flag. As long as that flag can hold. Starting to round a little bit. See, it's so crazy how a flag turns into an Adam and Eve. It'll be a flag and then you'll get this like Adam and Eve vibe, right? The key is once you lose the 200 MA, it'll be a wrap. Do I cut these trades off flat right now? Man, I can't wait until I have the money for a Bitcoin conference. Seems incredible. You already have the money, man. What are you waiting on? Dude, if I were you, I would go shovel. I would do whatever it took to make that extra $500. There was no way I would be denied that Bitcoin conference. You already have the money. You're telling me you don't have the energy to make some side money somehow, some way? Put it aside for the next 8 months? Come on. Yeah, man, I'm going to get the presidential suite. Let's go. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. You know, the suite I got, you can't even get. Look. I'm going to show you guys something. You go to the Palazzo, right? Right here. And you look at their suites. You can't even see it on the room. So the suite I got was, see, they have a premium king with just a king, 900 square foot. This is very quick. This is an executive one bedroom, 1,800 square foot. All right. Well, look, it only has one bed, I believe. You see? I could be wrong. If I view the suite I had was 1,500. No, maybe that was it. That was the executive suite because it had the 2 beds. But they just don't show you the whole suite. You see what I'm saying? 1,800 square foot retreat to the Palazzo intersection. You get a pool table or a theater room inside the suite. 2 bathrooms, oversized king living area. Or 1 king bed and 2 queens. Yeah, so I got the 1 king and 2 queens. So I did get the suite, but I didn't get the pool table. I got the king suite, the bathroom. Yeah, this was the suite right here. Executive 2-bedroom suite. This was it right here. That was my room with my bathroom. Yep, this was it. This is the exact suite I got. I didn't get a pool table, though. I didn't get the theater. Yeah, I just got this one, the 2-bedroom suite. So they do have it. It was awesome. It was nice. In the Palazzo. I'm going to stay in the Palazzo forever, man. It is what it is. Why not? Like, I had a great time, and the access to Uber was easy. Just 1 elevator down and across the thing. Like, I don't want to be walking to get to the Ubers 5 all around the hotel. Like, it's insane, you know? I did not stay for free. No, I paid for that suite myself. Yeah. I don't know why. What made you think I stayed for free? There was something weird that happened. It's weird you said that. When I checked out, I go to the checkout, right? And I tell the woman, I said, I want to make sure. She goes, I have this credit card on hand. I goes, that's not the credit. Because my sister checked in. I wanted to make sure she wasn't charged. But she had to put a credit card down. So when I got in, I said, I want to switch the credit cards. And I did. But then when I went to check out, the lady said, this is the credit card on file. I said, what's your room? I said, 5911. She thought I was in room 5911. I was in room 5911. You get it? So the room 5911 sounded like 5911. Understand? Yeah. So U.S. Tether dominance, I'll be honest, man. Tether dominance looks like it's going to rip. This is what's sketching me out for Bitcoin. This would have to basically be a false move and a breakdown. Like, there's no way I see Tether dominance pumping with Bitcoin dominance. You know, it is still below the 2-day 200 MA, and we just got a bearish cross there, and we could be getting a death cross on the 2-day. You could say we're a little overbought right now. I just that has to go back below that 200 MA. I've traded this as a model many, many times. This plays out. This tells me that, I don't know, that Bitcoin could dump hard. So this is why it looks like that bear flag could end up playing out here for Bitcoin. Now, the second the 4-hour loses the 200 MA, I'll switch short. You get it? With a stop on the other side and take it further down. All right, that's kind of what we're going to have to do here. NASDAQ looks like it still may recover out the flag here. And wow, trading is difficult. You got to have your patience. We've been in this trade for a long time. Look, NASDAQ has been sideways the whole time. It does look like it's going to roll over, though. If I had to call it, it does look like it's going to roll over. Soul makes me want to sell every bit of it. Like, the chart looks weird to me. I've never seen a chart like this. Like, it usually dumps and pumps. It makes flags. Attempting to make sense of this chart is a bit odd. You know, you could say it's a broadening falling wedge, I guess, and it's going to make it all the way back to the top of the wedge. I mean, that's what I would have to assume is happening here for Solana. Rave Song, you dog. Good job, brother. Hope to be there next year. Yeah. I stayed for free. Trading profits paid for my trip. Hey, amen. Yeah. Super chat, ETH, snacking, CBCN. Yeah. He says, are you long or short Bitcoin? I longed Bitcoin in the 4-hour time frame with a stop below the 200 MA. That's it. All right. That's what I'm doing here. That's the trade. For right now. The 4-hour looks like a bear flag going further to the downside, I have to be honest, but there's a chance we get the bounce. The 3-hour doesn't look good to me as well. But, man, there's a chance that we get a bounce. We are starting to get more oversold, and we're hugging a double bottom here. Somehow we've double bottomed at 103.8 on the 3-hour time frame. And so I see a bear flag and a move down. But I'm open-minded to a short squeeze too as well. And I don't know what's going to happen. I'm willing to just keep my trades open and see how the probabilities play out for me. I'm not always right, and I'm not 100, I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. I've never claimed to be 100% as a trader, so you can't expect me to be 100, but I'm going to do the best I can. I'll show up every single day and give you as much information as I can. I hope that helps you, and that's the best thing I can do for you. Tara X, an old coin that I've held for a long time. Nice to see it back in the game. People are starting to kind of search this coin. It's a popular coin today. Wow, Virtual is back below 197, which is kind of crazy. Movement, I never traded it. It's at 14. Solana, Optimism, wow, 60. Ondo back at 83. Cato at 193. Cato's been fun to trade. And Lido, Cato's been back in the most searched coins. Sofon, brand new coin. I haven't really seen that. Hyperliquid at 33. Redio. Allo, remember Allo, ALLO, the RWA coin that we kind of looked at. Puffverse, 3 million. There's still interesting. Elderglade had my radar too. Huma Finance, Huma. See, these are the most visited coins in the last 7 days. Layer Edge, Edgen. And XRP at 219. And just not a lot of green out here at all, though, for these altcoins. Over the years, you have made more money trading or with your business, YouTube groups, and affiliates. It's none of your business, honestly. Yeah. Because if I said I made more money trading, then it's a security issue because I don't want people knowing how much money I got. It's really no one's business. I used to be super transparent. Everyone, I'm getting too rich. I honestly can't be transparent anymore for my own security. Just know that I'm dumb rich. I make a lot of money, man, and I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, and I'm not trying to be rude. But just know that that's a fact, all right? Like, I make a lot of money. Like, think about what a lot of money would be. 5K a day, 10K a day, 20K a day. I make more than you would probably imagine. All right, I'm not trying to be rude. That's going to piss some people off, and they'll probably get offended right now. It is what it is. I'm telling you the truth. I'm never really going to tell you. I'm going to stop showing a lot of the Bitcoin buys. It's a security issue at this point. I've hit limits that I didn't think I'd ever hit. I don't need to show anyone my money ever again. All right? I'm really not going to talk about my money as much as I used to. My trades might be small. You might see 100 for 300. I need to show you strategy. I don't need to show you my money. Stop wondering why my trades aren't 10,000 for 100,000, why I'm not showing you. I might make $1 million trade that I don't show you. I'm not trying to brag. Other people are showing you their large trades because they're using that to sell their products. I don't do that. I use my skills to sell my products. I show you the skills, whether it's 100 to 300, 1,000 for 3,000, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm at the point where I could never trade again and be good for the rest of my life. I don't have to trade ever again. Don't you understand this? I never have to trade again. And I'm going to be able to find businesses and ways to make 100 million. I'll be at 100 million and never trade again. And I'm not going to stop trading. I love trading. All right. But I'm sorry. I do have, every time I'm real, people attack me now because I used to be a brokey. And now that I'm not a brokey, people get pissed when I share my life. And I'm like, I guess I can't share my life anymore. You know what I mean? They should be inspired, not pissed off. That's the wrong kind of thinking. A lot of people attack me, man. I have no idea why. The fact that you have plenty of money and still come here and teach is all I need to know. Thank you, Sam, for all you do. I do not have to work 7 days a week like this. I do not have to push myself and wake up at 5 in the morning to make sure I don't miss a stream in Las Vegas. I'm rich enough to not do something like that. I do it because I love what I do. The money means nothing to me. The work ethic means everything to me. It's about pushing yourself every single day. That's what I'm trying to teach people. It's just crazy. I get misunderstood all the time, and I give everything I can and everything I have and every single piece of my life to this stream, man. I take everything as an attack because I've been attacked my whole life, and because I'm misunderstood, and because I don't know everything, man. Look at me. I don't get it, and I don't take everything as an attack. I don't. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Someone just posted 18% gains in the Discord section. Crazy progress and consistency. Your content is life-changing, super motivating. Thank you, bro. Encouraging seeing the gains yesterday. God bless you, Wayne. $18,000 win in the Discord. Banging on them to the upside. I've never seen people win so much. It's crazy. Another thing I want you guys to do, remember there's the gain section. I think people forget because they put it in the 99. But life or gains, let's see, maybe it is in there though. Look at this dude, made 1,000%. Why are you trading Margex though? Come on, man. Don't do that. Garbage. I love that right there. Trading BTCC, made 300% gains. If I can ask people, don't post your referral codes. I mean, I guess I have my own, but it just, like this is a good one, virtual. See, wow, people are trading it, keeping the model alive. Thank you, Sam Price. Unbelievable. Wow, this is crazy. So somebody says here, I got a super chat coming on in. He says, hey, Sam, I'm in need of some advice. I'm moving to California, to New York, to North Carolina, and I have the opportunity to build F1 engines, but I want to learn how to day trade. I'm part of the 99. How would you balance a 9 to 5 and learn to day trade? Honestly, everything you put in your life is accomplishable. All I would do is I would have gains each week. This is a very simple question, man. Life isn't that hard, everybody. You ask yourself what you want to accomplish each week. Everybody, this is how I do everything in my life. I don't care if I'm packing. I don't care if I'm going somewhere. Whatever I'm doing, I ask myself what I'm doing. I don't need a piece of paper, but this is how you should take on everything. What are you doing in life? Ask yourself what you're doing. Okay? I get a piece of paper out. What are you doing? You say you want to learn how to trade. So you write learning to trade. You put an underscore. You write number 1. What is the first thing you want to learn? You have to start somewhere. Say support and resistance. And say, okay, for the next week, when I get home from F1, I'm going to spend an hour instead of watching Netflix, instead of going to the bar, instead of going, clicking on Tinder for a girl. I'm going to look and study support and resistance. And do that every hour. And how you would study it, go through multiple charts and set your support and resistances. If you can't set them, you don't know what you're doing. And in your struggle. And at first you're going to struggle. You're going to go to pick a Tesla chart, pick a coin you like, or any stock that you like. Look at it. And then go in, okay, I'm here. And see, I can clearly see the support and resistance. And what you want to do is you want to go back to the weekly, really. Get rid of the moving averages if you have them on. Go to your weekly and just look at it for clarity. Draw a trend line. Start making your support and resistance. The weekly's clear. Just look where your candle closes on the weekly. You have resistance right there. And then you have support right there. And then you can zoom in too and start kind of really. And by the end of this process, you should be really good at support and resistance. Within a 2-week period, you should start to understand it. And have a bunch of different, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what I'm showing, you know what I mean? And then bearish divergence too. But that's another story. We'll get there. Then after 2 weeks of that, say, I want to learn divergences. And start studying divergences for 2 weeks, 1 hour a night. Within a month, you're going to know support and resistance and divergences. And then move on to Fibonacci. Within a year, you're going to slowly use your F1, but you're going to come home and spend an hour doing this. It's very simple. But if you tell yourself, I have to learn it all, I don't have any time, and you picture your mind as this racy place, which most people do, with no time, and I don't have any energy, I don't have time for that, I can't do all that, then you're obviously not going to have the time, and you're not going to be able to do it. Everything I do, I write down. What do I want to do? Right now, I want to pay off my mortgage of $300,000 on this home. How am I going to do it? I'm going to do a trading leverage. How? I'm going to make $3,000. I'm going to make $3,000 10 times. That's $30,000. Then I'm going to do that process 10 times. That's $300,000. It might take me a year. It might take me 2 years. I don't know exactly how long it'll take me. It might take me less. But I have a plan. And every time I'm up, I'm extracting, and I have a $20,000 account. When it goes to $30,000, I'm taking the $5,000 out. I'm doing that 10 times. That's $50,000. If I can do that 6 times in 6 successions, that's $300,000. So I just break simple. Everyone thinks these big things are too big, but they're not. We just break them down into little pieces, and then we execute on them as we go. That's the key. All right. We're still inside a trade here for Bitcoin on MEXC on the 4-hour time frame, just flat really at 104,250. Can we get the bounce? Only time will tell. We're in a NASDAQ and a gold trade. The NASDAQ trade has flipped green now, right? Looks like it's breaking out. We possibly will win this trade on the NASDAQ with a pump into today. And then the gold trade dipped, but looks like it may also rip to the upside. We like that DXY to drop. So anything you need to do, just write it down and do it. It's very simple. You want to clean your room today. What I do is, what do I want to get done today? You know what you need to get done. It sits in your mind, and it starts to kind of sit there, and you're like, I got to get this done. You know, like I keep my car real clean, but when it gets even slightly dirty, my mind notices, and I say, man, I got to clean my car. I got to go get it washed. I got to vacuum clean. I got to just make sure it's staying pristine. Otherwise, it's going to get too far gone, and you don't want that. And why am I using my car? It's just an example. So I write down, and then I see something else in my life, and I'm like, all right, so what do I want to do tomorrow? I said, well, tomorrow I got to clean the car, and I got to maybe redo, maybe I might have to update some apps on my computer, right? Which takes an hour or something. You write them down. And then I tell myself what time I'm going to do them at. I'm going to clean my car Tuesday from 1 to 3. And then at 1 o'clock, I go out and clean my car. It's very simple. I write down what I'm going to do, and I go do it when I wrote it down. It's just the simplest way to live. And you just do that for the rest of your life. And eventually you just become so consistent at doing that, that's all you do. Ethereum is still inside of a flag here that could still break out. It's still consolidating. There's a chance it bounces. There's a chance we get some crazy news here and we get a bounce. I wouldn't, buying Ethereum right now with a stop below the previous wick to me is a beautiful trade. That's a trade right there. Simple as a simple does. See, people want it to be all it has to be 1,000 things. No. And Bitcoin getting a nice pump, 104,400, all the way back to 104.5 now. Getting that move to the upside, which should help the NASDAQ trade. Yeah, the NASDAQ trade's ripping up 3% now. Now you've broken out. That's a breakout. And now it's a bit of an Adam and Eve. You see it? Adam and Eve to the upside. I like what I'm seeing here for the NASDAQ giving another. This is my third NASDAQ trade that I've pulled off a win. And again, look how I'm demo trading the NASDAQ. I'm trading small amounts till I get my parameters underneath me. I understand what's happening. I really need these to tell me the money I'm winning or losing. Or I can't see. How come I figure it out? That's crazy. Maybe there's something I'm not putting in, but I got to have that. Oh, maybe right there. That's why. Hold up. No, it doesn't maybe it will. Hold on. No, it's got to compute the losses there. Yeah, I got to see what I'm risking and what I'm losing. It's just, I got to know what I'm risking. What am I risking there? I got to see it. Very important. Very important. Trades up, just flat, kind of right where we got in. We entered this trade at 104,421 was the average entry price, $27,000. All right. And again, you can zoom out, 392 for 1,600. Again, I'm going to up the ante on that. If we get to 110, I'd like to make 10 racks, but it'll be a scalp. Then if we get back above position, we'll see how this goes. BTC doesn't do that. Unfortunately, it doesn't compute until after you put the trade. Yeah, I need to see that. I told them that it's very important we see that. I said, I got to have that. I got to have that change as soon as humanly possible. I said, please. Please. Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of, M2 money supply too. Yeah, M2SL. Let's take a look at that M2SL. Switch to M. I have to get a better ticker for that. Ripping though. What? 21 trillion dollars, man. It's crazy. So somehow Tether dominance is looking bullish, which is weird. It's in a flag. We can't have that. That's not a good sign. You know, I don't like, that's just, I don't know, man. I got mixed signals today. How does tether dominance looking bullish? And we're going to pump. It doesn't make any sense. Now, this looks like it could be a false move here. Wow, NASDAQ booming now. I love it. Getting the breakout to the upside. If you traded the NASDAQ with me, we gave you a beautiful trade there. Almost an inverted head and shoulder. We're going to have to see how the 5-minute interacts with this the 200 MA. There we are with the 1 minute getting back above the 200 again with another. That's another long trade that played out. As choppy as it is. It's Chop City, though, on this Monday. We have a bot here, Minotaur Trading Systems. If you want to have a bot trade for you and just keep it moving, we do have a bot that trades for you, Minotaur Trading System. I'll put a link in the comment. It's also in the description of the video. But if you want to find out more, hit that link and you can, set up a call today. All right. So Ethereum, possible trade here with a stop below those 2 wicks. Very risky, but could be the overall big picture trade that no one's really paying attention to right now. And that's kind of what happens. The big picture trades are right there in front of you. Then when they bump, it's over, right? You only have so much time to get in on a bigger time frame. You learn that over time. It's like years of trading. You miss these big time frame moves, and then you learn, dang, I got to be more on them when they happen, right? SNEC, giving a bit of a double bottom here for SNEC. Resistance too. SNEC has been tough, honestly, to trade. That was the high too, right? I mean, when the RSI told you it was overheated and it was shaded, right? And you almost got to a penny. And SNEC's been dumping ever since. It's been an overall big uptrend, but, it's the premier, meme coin for Cardano, SNEC. Cardano was trending today on Twitter. Interesting this morning. And a lot of news, Cardano movement. They're talking about bringing Bitcoin DeFi to Cardano. Could be a big deal. They're at 17%, sends it all the way to 1 1/8 of a cent. You're technically buying the exact bottom. I wouldn't touch this coin. I think there's better out there. But again, it's a meme coin. It's Cardano. And if you believe in Cardano, it could pump. You're definitely buying the very bottom. All right. Let's take a look at ZBCN and White Rock. Wow, ZBCN actually booming to the upside, doing some damage. But again, eventually what goes up must come down after all the love. You think eventually with some bearish divergence there, it's got bearish div, it's away for the 21. I'd be pulling a Fibonacci and waiting for it to pull back at this point. What a run it went on. Now everyone that's in is starting to say, hey, I probably should take some profits. And to me, it's likely going to dump right back down there. I'd be looking to take profits and watch this thing come back down to the 618, maybe even the 786 golden pocket. But I see ZBCN starting its way further to the downside. It could be more bullish and make a bull flag. Again, it doesn't matter because either way, whatever it does, the trade's going to be somewhere right there for the consolidated move. Looks like it may continue further to the upside once it does reset. And I don't know exactly what it will do. But when the 21 touches and the Stokes are reloading, that's when I would be looking to get into the trade, right? Never pull your fib in public, I know, right? That chart looks exactly like our GFI Goldfinch lifer. Yeah. Can you look at GameStop? Think they bought a bunch of Bitcoin. Yeah, GME. Let's take a look at GameStop. I mean, you can see with these higher lows in a row, it's forming an uptrend. And it's oversold, suggesting it could get the bounce back to the upside. Looking a lot like these altcoins. Actually, sorry, this isn't GME. GameStop Corporation, sorry. Yeah. So the last time I looked at it, I had it in this flag. Someone asked me, and I said it's likely going to break out the flag. There was a bullish divergence. It was oversold on the stochastics RSI, and it had this nice uptrend that it was bouncing off of. Bit of a cup and handle. It did bounce. It went to the previous resistance at 35 and got a drop back down, but it's looking pretty bullish to me. I'd be looking for it to flag out on the daily, something like this, and continue further to the upside. GameStop. I believe that's a beautiful entry for GameStop right there at 30. And it's likely to go sideways and continue to pump. Its next stop is 46. 47 even, and I'm sticking to it. Let's take a look at White Rock. White Rock Finance on MEXC. The last time I looked at White Rock, I suggested that it could break to the upside. We saw it getting tight. I put an alert right here. I grabbed this as the length of the previous poll. Suggests White Rock could boom all the way to 0.16. It did that. I don't know how it did it. I don't know why it did it. I don't know how we were able to call it, but it did it. 250% gains and even more on a wick. This thing was gone, baby, gone. White Rock ripped to the upside. Now what? Well, it doesn't have a lot of information on MEXC. It broke out and continued. Considering it doesn't have a lot of daily information, I just would flag it out here. If this thing flags out, it's going to go for more. Just like I did before, I would put alerts on it. The last alert worked out pretty dang good. Let's see if it will happen again. Yeah, this looks bullish to me compared to the rest of the projects. Had a huge pump out of nowhere, too. I mean, this thing's hot. I've always liked White Rock. And what a beautiful move there on that alert. Back to the upside for White Rock. This thing could do numbers. Send it back to 0033 for White Rock. Bang, bang, bang. Where's everybody? Why are people leaving the stream at 12 o'clock, man? We might see a huge pump. Someone might show up and give us something hot. You never know when we're going to pop. You really never know when we're going to pop. White. I set alerts on White. But again, let's let Monday figure itself out. I'm not going to overtrade altcoins until afterwards. This is nice to me. That's a bull flag. I'm going to trade that right now. I'm trading that. That's my signal. See, you just keep trading a signal just like a bot. No emotions. You only win and need a 3 out of 10 trades. People get emotional when they lose 7 out of 10 trades. A bot doesn't care. A bot just keeps trading. You got to trade just like a bot. I'm going to trade this just like a bot. The key is not to over-risk each time so you don't risk large amounts of the portfolio when you don't hit. See, people that left are missing like the next insight here. There's so much awesome stuff going on. Do not leave the stream until the stream ends. I'm telling you, I'm warning you, man, because even me, like, I would hate to miss the stream. There's something that happens on the end of every stream sometimes, and you never know. You never know. You know what? I'm going to do an Easter egg here, and I'm going to stay a little later and teach you guys something for the people that stayed. So I'm going to teach you guys, if you stay and have the perseverance, you get blessed, right? So everyone that stayed with me right now, I'm going to show you something very interesting with the 50-day moving average, something that they do institutionals trade, something that I've never shown anyone in the stream. I'm going to give a gem right now because the people that really wanted to stay. That really, it gets my heart going. Let's look at Bitcoin and all-time history index. Let's fly over to the 1-hour time frame. All right. Interesting. Actually, let me go back to that. Look at that. A descending triangle broke to the downside, basically like it should. Let's go to the 1-hour time frame. Let's slap on one of these cool templates that I got going on here. No, not a layout. I want a template. Yeah. I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your mind, something that institutions like to trade a lot. All right. Where's my 50-day there? Like, these are all institutional ideas that they do on the low. Quads 4 beta. It just, Moon Madness, In Silico, Triple Threat, the WeFree, the WEFRI. What you know about the WEFRI? You don't even know what the WEFRI is. You got, guys, man, come on. Like, tell us, Slifer. Only you know. We got Trend Watch too as well. Yeah. So TrendWatch is using the weighted moving average. All right, hold on. Yeah. The weighted moving average here. Make it like, what, yellow? Why am I not seeing the weighted? All right, 144-day weighted. So check this out. When you get above the weighted moving average, very similar to a 200, right? The 144-day weighted moving average, but you can see, bang, huge move right there to correlate. Huge move right there to correlate. Huge move, and you can see how the price doesn't go below it. It's the beginning of a massive uptrend. When you go below it, it's the beginning. So you could say that Bitcoin's still in a massive uptrend. Until we lose this weighted moving average, institutions will not decide that we're going into a bear market or suppress the price into massive shorts. Institutions will wait for the weighted moving average here on the 144 weighted. It's just something I've seen many, many times. This is hidden from you, something you do not know, and something they use all the time. They also use the smooth moving average, the SMMA, but they don't use the 4. They use something different. All right, but this is stuff that I've been taught on the back end. I actually, years ago, was told not to tell the soul. And I haven't been able to tell everything I've been told because then the guys that give me the information won't keep giving it to me. So I can't give everything. But I give stuff as it gets outdated and it starts to kind of, not outdated, they still use it. But I can't, they keep using different moving averages. Now, they also like to use the 50 on the 1 hour. Why is that? I don't know. I'm going to show you something else. And this is for all the people that decided to stay extra late with the lifer. I'm just giving you information that I usually don't give. All right. Moving average simple. Let's take a look here. You're going to change the simple moving average to the 50, and you want to use it on the 1 hour time frame. Institutions love to use the 50-day moving average on the 1 hour. Check this out. Look when the 50 crosses here. All right. Look when we get above the 50-day moving average. We're gone. Beginning of a beautiful new trend. When we get above the 50-day moving average here. Beginning of a new trend. And here we're toying with it. If we can get back above it and start a big move, Bitcoin can rip yet again. It's finding out if it can create a new movement or if it's going to go suppressed down. We get above. So what happens is if Bitcoin gets above this previous high, 105.8 and the 50, good chance it's going to make a bigger move. And then it needs to cross. Look, right now, on the bigger time frames, it's still in the uptrend on the weighted, 144 weighted moving average. All right. People know way more than beats the eye about trading. I couldn't possibly teach you every single thing that I know. I attempt to, but just some things are stuck in the caverns of my mind. I mean, that daily looks interesting to me. I'm holding that long on the 4 hour time frame. I gave you everything I could. The NASDAQ is actually still in the green, barely. The gold trade is back up. And I'll give you guys the results of these trades in the trading group throughout the week. If you got into the group, why join the trading group? Well, I gave a NASDAQ trade that played out absolutely beautifully this morning. One of the greatest NASDAQ entrants ever. Right there. Enter right there. Stop loss right there. Hit the target. Was a 2.93 risk-reward ratio. Actually went higher than the target. This thing was beautiful. And I can give you guys trades like this all the time. I'm always scanning the market, looking for the highest opportunity and best probability plays in the game. And if you pay attention and you stay with me, you're going to see them. All right. Sammy, you teach all you know, but never all he knows. Yeah. Legend. Exactly. And join the 99. Go to cryptolifer.com to find out more. Every single day, we're helping someone change their lives. Every single day, we're getting testimonials, people writing, how we changed their lives. It's been amazing. So I probably will repeat myself, but I'm watching the streams over a 3 to 4 month every single day. Either 1 minute miss from you. Sam, you are a father to me. I can't imagine living without you appearing every day. You are a true miracle for the people who can realize and appreciate what you are doing. All my respects, Sir Price. God bless you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. You've taught me so much of the time I've been watching your live stream in my first month in the Lifer group. I appreciate your charisma, your energy, and every morning, despite I'm in California, I show up like it's class. Honest dollar made, honest dollar paid. I love you, Sam. The secret to success is getting started. I appreciate you. One love, big dog. All right. This is the simplest, straightforward testimony I can make. Over the last year, I've made enough trading in Sam's Trading Group to easily pay for 20 years in the 99. Facts. And I consider myself a very conservative trader. Apply proper risk management, identify high probability trades, and compound profits over small losses. 100%, man. I never found a YouTuber streamer who cared so genuinely about his audience or members. Best investment in my trading life so far. Keep it up, Sam. I really appreciate, and I am making good money. And it goes on and on. It goes on and on. Read them. These are all coming in month by month, day by day. Let me know. And then the gains that we make. If you're feeding for the gains, an accurate Bitcoin call to the downside. A beautiful NASDAQ call that boomed. I mean, that thing was insane. So many calls in the group that will blow your mind on so many different assets. We got you. We got you. Let me take a look here at the fan funding. Make sure I didn't miss anything today. Can we look at Tigo Ticker? House charting for continuation. Shout out to Justin Batalanan. Sam has a good life. He earned it, but he also gives us a blueprint to have the same success, and he doesn't have to. Be thankful. Amen. If people can't respect the time you give, they really don't get it. Blessing, Sam, to you and your family. 100%. Thank you. How many days have I moved to California? Yeah. Just posted 18%. Yeah. White Rock, and we went over everything here. Snack, we looked at Snack. ETH looking like, yeah, we looked at Ethereum. ETH looking more bullish than Bitcoin, yeah. China deal will be in this week and send the market. Looks like no alt season. DPNTA, please. All right. I'm looking long Bitcoin at those lower levels. Larry Bird of crypto. Hey, brother, check out BW stock. Cup and handle. BW stock, he says. Babcock and Wilcox. Yeah, but it's at the bottom of its barrel, man. I don't know. I do see the cup and handle, though. And you very well may play that out. Yeah. That's a cup and handle for sure. Tight moving averages, measured move. A gap in the VRVP. I could see it get back to 155. Nice double up quickly there. I don't know anything about it. Doesn't really matter to me. And then someone asked about like Dingo or Tingo or something. I looked at something here. It says it's like a stock named Dingo or Tingo. I'm trying to see what he's asking about. I don't understand. Let me see here. Tigo. The ticker Tigo. Multicom International Cellular. I mean, that thing's been ripping out of control. Wow, it's on a massive uptrend on the daily. I think it might have to come back to its trend line after such a massive pump, though. The daily suggests it may continue. See how the Stokes are pushing? You did an SR flip off the support of resistance. You got a nice flag here, though. I mean, that thing looks bullish to me. It could continue to rip. I'd look for it to consolidate a little bit. But yeah, and that next target takes it to 45. Well, you do you know. Powell speaks in 15 minutes. Yeah, Jerome Powell's going to speak in 15 minutes. It's definitely, the market is waiting to see what he has to say. It's going to be crazy. NASDAQ looks like it's going to still get a pump. Everything kind of still planning for this move to the upside here. We're down on gold. We're up on the NASDAQ. And we're down on the Bitcoin trade. We'll see what happens here. Only time will tell. So I'm hoping that the 4-hour can hold for BTC. We get the bounce. But I do see more bearish. If we lose this 200 MA on the 4-hour, we're gonna start dropping further down, 98,000. And I see more downside than upside. Bitcoin's got to get back above that 3 hours. Show me the love, but there's a chance we can hold. There's a chance we can hold. So, and we'll find out after Jerome Powell, and then we'll see. I'll trade altcoins tonight at 7 p.m., but I usually don't overtrade until later on. So we'll see what happens. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. I appreciate you all. I care about you all. Thank you so much. I want to see everybody win. That's why it already pains me whenever I see the viewership drop, even by a slight, because I don't understand. I'm trying to get everybody here to become financially free and push themselves to the limit. And I know we can do that as a team. God bless everybody. I love you. The secret to success is getting started. You got to start somewhere. You got to start. Once you start, everything will come. I started my live stream. Look where I'm at now. Keep pushing yourself. Don't stop. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow, maybe even tonight. You never know. God bless.